Okay, so we're gonna get to Day Blacks on them. Don't think I want to consult here. No, I should have. Well, no, because I wouldn't. If I consulted, I probably would have just taken that other consult. Doing this for 1. Rest in Peace is now also completely irrelevant because we extracted their ice tills. I'm just sacking it on one guy. So I'm going to take 3 here. Okay, this should wrap it up. Okay. Stop auto-stacking. Dimir Grab. You have an Dimir Grab. So Sunderflock coming. We'll count that one. So now we can... I think I just want to do this. 409 stories. They have 3 Spell Snares and a Spell Pierce, and then Burst Lightnings. No utility lands. Okay. Bounce off is going to be a pain. Oh, they have Earth Elemental. I want them to discard that bounce off, but I also kind of just want to get their Earth Elemental since I didn't have a clean answer to it in my hand. There's our core, so things are looking good here. Okay, features though, it's just too scary. Okay, now Pest Control can clean up. Okay. Land Storm Chaser's talent? That would be really good. Okay, we're at 11 land. Lose the water, just as good. Okay. Pest Control, very good in this matchup. Love. What is up, everybody? Sean here. Got another iteration on Unholy Annex Firdoch Core control. This actually did not start off as an Annex list. What the inspiration for this deck was I wanted to play Pest Control. The Orzhov video I made of the Annex Firdoch Core Pest Control seemed really good. Izzet Prowess is one of the best decks right now. It's very good there. It's fine against Landfall. Pest Control, not every Lessons list plays a bunch of Storm Chasers talent, but if they do, then Pest Control is one of our best cards against them. And yeah, there's just a lot of cheap creatures lying around. It cycles, so I think it's quietly bumping up in value. There's lots of decks that are just like trying to vomit 1-drops that are like showing up at the fringes, like the Monument deck. There's like a couple of like white Zenith decks that are just playing a bunch of 1-drops as well. So yeah, I like where Pest Control is at. I also like where Get Lost and Aang's Iceberg are at right now. Just being able to answer weird permanent types. Landfall has those Sapling Nursery and Earthbender's Ascension that you need to answer. Dimir Midrange, you have to answer Kaito. Aang's Iceberg answers Cat cleanly. Get Lost can answer a Cat if you kill it in some other way first. So I like where those are at. Notably, Pest Control does also kill the map tokens that you give them with Get Lost, so that's a nice little interaction there. But I like those cards in white, as well as like the sideboard cards. Requisitions Raid is our best sideboard card against Lessons, because you can blow up a Monument and you can blow up a talent with the same card, so it can catch you way up if they do pull ahead. Increasingly, though, I'm convinced that the most important card in the matchup is first Artist Talent, and then the second most important card in the matchup is Ancestral Knowledge, which that's why I put the third Spell Snare in the board instead of having an Annul, whereas Annul is kind of redundant with the Requisitions raids. But I will bring in the third Spell Snare against, specifically against Lessons. Rest in Peace also cuts off Ancestral Knowledge against them, so that's a very relevant sideboard card as well. So those are the white cards I want to play. I still prefer the black sweepers to Day of Judgment. Like, Day of Judgment is super clean, but being able to extract something with Deadly Cover-Up, notably against Landfall, they have to like play around Deadly Cover-Up by like not animating forests, and then Day of Black Sun making things not indestructible, because pest control is good right now. If there's a bunch of 1-drops around, playing Day of Black Sun for 1 or 0 is very relevant. Turns off the indestructible from Sapling Nursery. So I like these cards. If you follow my content at all, you've seen me talk about them to no end. The End, also good against animated forests and Cat and Kaito and all that jazz. But with that core, I have actually iterated on this deck a few times, so I'll pull up this version. So I tried it in just straight control, kind of mirroring the card choices that were made by the Nassif, Reed Duke, Matt Sperling deck that did pretty well at the Pro Tour. It hasn't put up any finishes since then, but like for that tournament, that list was good. And so I don't like a lot of the card choices that they made, but they were able to close out games with just 2 Wan Shi Tongs and Unagi, a Meringue River Regent, and I think they had 2 or 3 Restless Reefs in their list, and that was like the only way they could end games. They were playing like 4 Spell Snares and like 3 or 4 3 steps ahead, so they could like protect their threats reasonably well. But tried it in a list like this. I think this list is solid. If I had infinite time, I probably would have made a video on this list as well, but I don't. And then I also tried out the white cards in, I don't even think I saved that deck. I think I turned that deck into this deck, so I don't have it to show you. But I also tried it out with the Deceit Kavaro, Harvester of Misery package, as the finishers. That deck, I like Deceit in general with the Kavaro package, but the mono was really hard. Trying to get black on turn 2 very consistently really limits your options on like what white sources you can play. So the mana felt like just bad enough in that deck that I didn't want that as the top end. So going with Unholy Annex and Firdoch Core as the finishers for this particular composition, and I'm liking where this removal suite has us in the metagame. Pest control keeps going up and up for me. So, and then Get Lost and Aang's Iceberg, just giving you main deck clean answers to weird permanent types, is kind of like what this format is about in many ways. If your control deck can't do that, then you're kind of just leaving yourself dead to somebody like sticking an Annex or sticking a Nursery or sticking a Earthbender's Ascension or an Artist's Talent against you. So that's the thought process behind this deck. I do want to spend some time talking about the mana base, though. So we have 14 untapped black for turn 1 Hex. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 untapped blue for Spell Snare. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 14. And then we have 13 white for Get Lost and No More Lies and Pest Control. So this is like we're not quite there. We're kind of cheating on this mana requirement. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The reason I say we're cheating is because only the back half of Verge makes white mana. And if you want to expect to have Verge on all the time, then you need to have 13 land types in the deck that are going to turn it on. And we do not. We have 4 Watery Grave. We have 3 Godless Shrine, so that's 7, and 3 Hallowed Fountain. That's 10, and then 2 Swamps. So we have 12. We're like 1 under the requirement. And then it kind of doesn't matter because like 6 of those already provide white, which is what we would want to turn on the Verge for anyway. So it's kind of like a redundant thing. So that's why I say we're kind of cheating to get the 13 white requirement for these cards. So like, if that makes you uncomfortable, I had 2 Dispelling Exhale in here, but like the difference between Dispelling Exhale and No More Lies is like, tomato, tomato. But Get Lost, very rarely do I find myself wanting to cast Get Lost on turn 2, but sometimes you have to do it. And then we have 18 white, or 18 blue for 3 steps ahead. So 6, 7, 8. This is 12 plus 5 is 17, 18. And then by then we will have Flood Farm Verge on, because by turn 3 you need 12 sources to turn on Flood Farm Verge, and we only have 11. Yeah, so kind of cheating on that one too. But and then for black we have all the black mana, because we have the 14 for Hex plus the Restless Reef and Gloomlake Verges. So we have 20 black sources. So we can expect to cast Cruel Claw's Heist out of the board like just under 90% of the time on turn 2. But I'm not going to sweat that, because Cruel Claw's Heist is still great later in the game. So that's the mana. It is a real cost to play the 3rd color. Like only playing 2 Restless Reefs, very relevant against Excruciator. Having to play 2 Starting Towns, like this card, just having this card at any point in the game feels bad. Having it early, it's like I have to play it early if I want it to come in untapped, but then it might make me like take a point or 2 that I wouldn't take otherwise. Or if I like favor getting my Shocklands into play tapped on a turn where it makes sense, means that I might pass the 3-turn threshold to play Starting Town. So it is a real cost to play Starting Town to make sure we're hitting the numbers that we need to, but it works out. There was one game that we played where we got color screwed, but we were also mono screwed, and we would not have won that game. No. So the bat took a core, and we could have stocked up if we had blue mana, but then they would have just taken the stock up if we had. So, yeah, and then Sunspine Lynx is showing up in the red decks. It's a very small part of the metagame, but it does feel bad having an opponent cast Sunspine Lynx against us. And then like Magmatic Hellkite, Demolition Field, like those types of decks. Like we should be good on basics to cover ourselves against those types of decks, but like we're towing the line on that. And then of course we can't play Soulstone Sanctuary, which goes very well with Unholy Annex, because we just don't have slots for colorless lands playing 3 colors. So it is a cost to play the 3rd color, but it is doable, and I kind of wanted to see if it was possible. Like I said, I liked that black-white Annex deck, but like playing a control deck without having access to consult or stock up, it feels so bad. You lose so many games to just being like, I need to dig for an answer, and all I can do is pay 2 to activate my Maze Mind Tome, or like play my Unholy Annex and hope I draw my instant speed answer on my end step. Whereas like getting the card selection from Consult it doesn't get much better than that. This is just such a good card for blue control, and it's like the main reason to be blue, in my opinion, for control decks. So here we are, like jumping through a ton of hoops with our mana base to try and make that happen, but I think it's worth it. Not much new to say about the sideboard. I am trying to like not overboard as much. Somebody in the Rebellion Discord was talking about this recently, and it made me think about like how much, like against Lessons, I have a ton of cards I want to bring in from the sideboard against Lessons, but I don't have a ton of cards that I want to cut. So at a certain point, I think like I only need to bring in my best cards that are going to fill in the slots that I for sure want to cut, and then just like, you know, hope that we draw well and for the rest of it. So you don't want to overboard. Yeah, not sure about Glenelendra Guardian. Haven't gotten a ton of reps with it yet. That's the only like super new addition to the sideboard. I already explained Spell Snare. You want it against Lessons because it hits Artist Talent, it hits and Ancestral Wisdom, which are the 2 most important cards. And then they also side in negate or detect intrusion or whatever against you, so it's good there too. That's the deck. I'm the weirdo that's not super excited about the new set until it actually drops. So even though this is like the last few days of the format, I'm still planning on doing a run at the ladder climb before the season ends, and I might do it with this deck. We'll see. I don't like recording 2 videos with the same deck in a row, but maybe I will. But yeah, thanks. Check out the matches. Some of the games where we had some weird matches where it was just like variance on one side or the other, and I had one match where the opponent just like, I don't know if they scooped out of frustration or what, but it was some weird matches. There were some good ones in there too, though, so don't let it discourage you. I'm just warning you that it's a weird video. All right, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Been happy with the growth of the channel. I've been enjoying doing this as I can. I've had a lot of time to record this week. We'll see if that keeps up. And yeah, peace and chicken grease. Enjoy the matches. Sunt 1133. Ooh. I'm gonna keep this. Like, it's got some holes in it if they play out certain threats, but it is a serviceable hand. Go tap land War Elf. Or like second Chocobo. Okay, we're popping off this pest control here. Boo. Must have just drawn it. And Bristly Bill. So if they have like a... If they have an Ice Till or a Harmonizer next turn, I'm gonna be in some trouble. Consulting for 3 cards, though, doesn't get me that much closer to any answers, more so than Unholy Annex. So I think I just run out the Annex here. Okay, well, hopefully they don't go nuts. Okay, fetch land is not great for us. That's like 4 power. Oh, jeez. This is so much power. 9 damage? Jeez. Okay. Well, if we can survive. Sapling Nursery. Okay. So we're going to go to 2, and then we get to cover up them. Oh, that's... Well, we can shuffle it away. Oh no, we can't. We don't have a... Ooh, this is not good. Consult can't find us anything to save us. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Needed the evidence. Didn't have it. Like, extracting Fabled Passage would have actually been... Oh no, they had one in play. So it wouldn't have been crazy good. Yeah, I don't see... Like, we have... Day of Black Sun to get us back in this, or Deadly Cover-Up, but they're gonna have untapped, so we have 2 hits. But yeah, they're gonna keep the Fabled Passages untapped, so yeah, we're just dead. We're gonna go to 6. Both of these are active. We can play this and go to... Play this and go to 8. I think that's our only potential out here. So we have to hit, like, Get Lost Hex exactly. That's not it. Yep. Okay, I like the end against them. I like Rest in Peace against them. Let's see. What do I not like against them? I trim an Annex, and Spell Snare is not good. They only play Cub. They're going to bring in Origin of Metal Bending, but I still don't think that Spell Snare is good to have against them. Yeah, so, like, I'm on the fence about bringing in Heist. Problem is, like, we don't have very many cards to side out against them. Okay. It's kind of slow, but we have, like, our sweepers to catch us back up, so... And Aang's Iceberg can answer an Earthbender's Ascension or a Nursery. Ooh, do I want to consult? Maybe? I don't think so. Like, finding a turn to do it later, though, might be hard. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get to Day of Black Sun then. I don't think I want to consult here. No, I should have. Well, no, because I wouldn't. If I consulted, I probably would have just taken that other consult. I'm doing this for one. Hydra. Okay. Like if they go nuts with the Hydra, we could Iceberg them, but I think I'd rather just plan on consulting and then trying to clean up with Deadly Cover-Up. They could have a Origin of Metal Bending in their hand. We want the end because they have like a pretty slow hand, and if they have to like go in on bossing, say, I kind of also like taking Dispelling Exhale, but Dispelling Exhale, like, it'll still catch a Nursery, it'll still catch a Harmonizer, it'll still catch an Ice Still. Maybe I should have taken the core. I could just slam the 6/6 here. I kind of want to do that after the cover-up, though. So I'm either going to consult here or Dispelling Exhale and Iceberg. They don't have a land. So now I can just cover up. I don't have a land either, but... Okay. I'm just gonna take the Escape Tunnel. Double Sapling Nursery. Okay, so they kept in Green Shell. They only play one Harmonizer. They have an Archdruid's Charm. Okay, so they have Charm. They didn't bring in Origin of Metal Bending. Okay. Let's do this. If they draw a Fabled Passage, then that makes this play kind of bad, but... yeah, we can do this. And we can do this. And there's our answer to the other nursery. Alright, let's just clean up here. they had a pretty slow hand once we killed their chocobos, so that was nice. So they didn't bring in Origin of Metal Bending. On the draw, maybe we want one more pest control. I don't hate that. Three steps is pretty slow. For a while, I was like bringing in Requisition Rate in this matchup, but we already have Get Lost and Aang's Iceberg as answers to. Yeah, this hand is fine. As answers to Ooh. So I can. Yeah, I'm still gonna have to shock to play Rest in Peace next turn. But we want to kill Cub. No Cub. Did they bring in Origin of Metal Bending? Okay. I guess they didn't bring it in for game 2, but they brought it in for game 3. Let's see. What? Let's just get that to the table. Whole lot of nothing. Oh, God. Don't mill a land. Please don't mill a land. Okay. Am I gonna have? Yeah, so this is gonna go to the graveyard, and then I'm gonna have a. So I'm taking the cover up, and I think I just need to take Get Lost. Maybe it was better to take the green shell. No, they only have one left in. So they brought in Vivian. They have a World Wagon in the deck now, and they have 2 more Disenchants left in the deck. So 3, 4 ways to answer enchantments now. Vivian, Archdruid's Charm, Origin, Paw Patch, World Wagon, Mossborn Hydra. Okay. Big oof. Big oof. They're activating Bossing Saying. Nice. 2 fetch lands. Ooh, okay. So let's see here. We can take Day and Get Lost. And then that's gonna answer. That leaves us with just Bossing Say to worry about. Okay, 1, 2. So we do this for 2. And then we could just slam our 6/6. No, but then their guy turns into a 4/4. This Exhale is just completely dead. So let's start by doing this. Interesting. Rest in Peace is now also completely irrelevant because we extracted their Ice Tills. stacking it on one guy. So I'm going to take 3 here. Okay, this should wrap it up. Okay. Stop auto-stacking. It wasn't relevant this game, but they potentially missed a +1/+1 counter on their sapling. Because of the way that Earthbender's Ascension is worded, like, you put the counter on and then you choose targets. So, like, when it goes onto the stack, even if you don't have a target in play when it goes on the stack, you can get a target in play before it resolves, and then you'll still get the counter. But because Arena, like, auto-stacks the triggers wrong, you need to auto-stack them. Little public service announcement. That was a good match, though. Leviathan 102, 97%. Get to be on the play. This hand is very solid. We do have blue, blue, black, black, white, white. Nice. Okay, so this can be Izzet Prowess, or it can be Spellementals, or it could be that Otter deck, the Valley Floodcaller deck. You got it. Seems like it's probably Spellementals if they're just, like, it doesn't seem like it's Izzet Prowess. I have seen some, like, weird starts from Izzet Prowess, but, like, in the dark they're supposed to just mulligan for an aggressive draw. Yeah, let's just leave up the end or consult or 3 steps. Okay. Do they have a Spell Snare? They're gonna quench me? Oh, I'll get my emote ready if they're gonna quench me. Oh, that's not a quench. Can't actually do the emote. Let's see. I think I'm supposed to just slam Unholy Annex here. And then if they try and counter it, then I get Dispelling Exhale. Oh man, are they Prowess? No, I think Spellementals also plays Burst Lightning. I'm not 100% sure, though. Eddy Merc Crab. You have an Eddy Merc Crab. So Sunderflock coming. We'll counter that one. So now we can... I think I just want to do this. Winter Night Stories. They have 3 Spell Snares and a Spell Pierce, and then Burst Lightnings. No utility lands. Okay. Bounce off is going to be a pain. Oh, they have Hearth Elemental. I want them to discard that bounce off, but I also kind of just want to just want to get their Hearth Elemental since I didn't have a clean answer to it in my hand. There's our core. So things are looking good here. Okay. This is a very good matchup for control. Rest in Peace, Essence Scatter. I don't think I care about Torpor Orb. They play no targets for Hex. They play no targets for Pest Control. Day of Black Sun is not good against them. I'm going to bring in the End, since hitting either... Like, they play so few threats, and they're just 4-ofs on everything. And they also probably bring in Rao. I need to cut one more card. Might be the Dispelling Exhale. Do I care about Spell Snare? They bring in... They probably bring in, like, Negate or Disdainful Stroke or something to that effect. Or more, like, more Detect Intrusions. So maybe Spell Snare is good. It also hits the Hearth Elemental. They don't play a ton of targets for it, though. I don't think I want 3 of them. I don't think I want Glen Elendra either. Maybe they're gonna side out their removal, but I'm playing Deadly Cover-Up. Do I want it more than I want Dispelling Exhale? Try it this way. This matchup is just structurally favored for us, though, so they definitely have an uphill battle. It's pretty slow, but like we have all our colors, so they probably have a null. That's the card they probably bring in against us. Get Lost. What? Legend of Belly. So that's a reason to keep in Hex. But I mean, like, we still have Get Lost. We're just gonna take a null here so we can stick our Annex.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, they... Did they mulligan? I don't even know. I can go back and see, but that seemed like a sketchy keep on the play. I mean, maybe they just felt like it was such a bad matchup they had to get lucky. I don't know. Like, turn 2 Bellion is probably like their best thing against me, assuming I take out my hexes, which I did. Pyre 07. Number 1800. We have all our colors. We have some interaction in the dark. I have a hard time mulliganing this in the dark. I wish I had like a stock up or an annex or a consult or something, but I'm gonna try this. That's not what I want to see. They blue-black for blue-white control. Well, if this is the control mirror, we have 2 dead cards, but all the lands. And, okay, let's just do this. Maybe it was wrong to get lost there. Like, I don't have any spells in my hand, so it doesn't matter if I'm only playing 1 a turn. Okay. So they're blue-white tempo, and they just missed land drops. Blue-white tempo, bring in Torpor Orb, bring in Cruel Claw's Heist. I think I bring in Essence Scatter against them too. What is bad? Pest Control is bad. They don't play a ton of targets for Hex, but they play Voice, which is like an important target for Hex. They play Cat, so I should probably bring in the second The End. Like, I want some sweepers against them, but Day is really bad into Aven Interrupter and Aang. So I'm gonna cut Day. What else? Maybe I'm supposed to cut 3 steps since they play Voice. Yeah, I think trimming on the counter spells seems fine. Keep in Essence Scatter in 3 steps since it clean answer to Aang and Cat and Aven Interrupter. Okay, we have Spell Snare on turn 2 on the draw. We have Get Lost on turn 2 or Torpor Orb on turn 2. Okay. I just want to jam this Get Law or this Torpor Orb. Okay. I mean, Torpor Orb is very good against them, but I mean, that wasn't really a match. They just didn't do very much that whole either game. Maybe they were just tilted. Alright, Jin Rust, 94%. This is not a keepable hand. This is not really a keepable hand either. We're on the draw and we have turn 1 Spell Snare. Okay, I mean, of the 3 hands, this was the best one, so... This does not make blue on turn 1. Are they control? If they are control, and I put like 2 of my best cards in the matchup on the bottom, I'm gonna be kind of sad. I have to bottom 2 cores to get my 3rd land. My 4th land. If they're the PT list, then they play 4 or 3 steps ahead. Okay. So I have 2 cores on the bottom of my deck and 2 annexes on the bottom of my deck. But we are going to start drawing cards. So let's see what we can do here. Enduring Curiosity. Okay, so they're mid-range. They're not control. Kaito. Come on, untapped land. One time untapped land. That's not an untapped land. Come on, deck. Maybe I'm supposed to consult here to get an untapped land. That's probably correct. Okay. Yeah. That was... We weren't winning this game if we were missing that many land drops. So, yeah. The End comes in. I like Heist against them. We did see Bat. So sometime, like... What deck was it that I was, like, bringing in Torp Orb against Dimir Midrange? I think it was, like, the Orzhov list I was bringing it in. Because I just had cards I wanted to take out. But I don't really have that many cards I want to take out. Pest Control is actually pretty reasonable against them. Because they play... I mean, we didn't see any that game, but they do play, like, at least 7 1-drops. Sometimes they play way more. I guess I didn't see them, so... cutting cover up because they play a bunch of flash threats and they play a bunch of disruption. So trying to stick a 5-mana sorcery is hard. Excuse me. It's hard. That was a respectable showing for a mulligan to 5 on the draw. Speaking of mulliganing, I mean, I guess we're doing this. I'm gonna put down the day. We can cycle this if we need to. Bad. Okay. Curious what they take here. Like, they might just take core. Probably taking stock up, though. Wow. Nice. Man land there. That's rough. We're dead. We need to like be able to counter this that curiosity. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we were not winning either of those games. Feel like we caught some variance there. But I feel like we have the tools to do fine in that matchup. So, them's the break. Our Fnatic number 380. Ooh. This hand might just get stuck, but we have a bunch of early interaction, so we're gonna keep it. I was hoping they were going to go for the boomerang basics there. Elusive Otter. Okay, we get to get them with the day here, which is nice. Let's have a good match here. We've had 3 matches in a row with where they did not make for very good content. Alright. Kind of getting stuck with a handful of removal, but it could be worse. Alright. Get them. Fair enough. Secret identity. Kind of want to save this hex for turn when they like slick shot me. Let's see how nuts they can go. They're just leveling it up. Getting back the boomerang, getting back the stock up. Okay. Being outdrawn by the aggro deck here. To consult this turn. This is so scary. They just have so many cards in hand. I'm dead to so many things like this. Okay, yeah. Alright. This is going to be a good cover-up. Get their slick shots. I'm taking 10, so I'm going to be at 8. Okay. I think I have to take their slick shots. What? They only have 2 left in the deck, but they also only have 2 Storm Chasers talents left in the deck. Nice. Oh, they just have double burst lightning though. Okay, they're playing Drake Hatchers. They play 1 into the Flood Maw. 4 burst lightnings, 1 wild ride. We've already used our our 3 steps ahead, so we can't counter that second burst lightning, and we are gonna Oh, did they just draw another one? Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's see. Pest control is fantastic against them. I don't love Spell Snare. They play Slick Shot and they play Drake Hatcher, so maybe it's okay. Duress is very good against them. All their spells cost like 2 mana, so these are not very good. Rest in Peace is an interesting one because they like Storm Chaser's talent, the level 2, as you saw in that game, like level 3 is just as scary as level 2, so like dedicating an entire card to just turning off their level 2. They don't have any other graveyard synergy. So I don't think Rest in Peace is the call. Cruel Claws Heist. What do I want to take out? Aang's Iceberg is kind of slow, and they play a bunch of bounce spells for it. So I'm fine cutting that. Maybe I want The End or Heist or Essence Scatter over that. Or Archmage. Or Guardian, rather. I don't think I want Guardian. Yeah, let's try this. Okay. No talent on turn 1. Maybe I was supposed to hold up Get Lost, because if this wasn't in play, I would just slam Annex here. Yeah, that was probably wrong to not hold up Get Lost. I could have played the Verge. Or just paid 2 life. It was probably better to play the Verge though. Let's see. Given where we are now, I think I'm just gonna give them their opening. Can they make the Drakes as an instant? They can. Okay, so they're gonna be able to make a Drake. So if I hex this now, then they just make the Drake. If I let them untap, then they might have Secret Identity. I think leaving them with 2 prowess creatures though, it's just too scary. Okay, now pest control can clean up. Okay. Land Storm Chaser's talent? That would be really good. Okay, we're at 11 land. Elusive Otter, just as good. Okay. Pest control, very good in this matchup. Love to see it. All right. Wan Shi Tong, that's a good one to know about. They don't have a whole lot going on. I'm just gonna... start trying to beat down. Making our token when we have 3 sweepers in our hand. This is going to put me to 9. But then I get to the end then. They have a Burst Lightning. Okay, they sided in Ral and Quantum Riddler. They have 3 secret identities. No counter magic though. So how good is Spell Snare in game 3? They have the 2 Drake Catchers and the 2 or the 2 Slick Shots. Okay. They sided in Riddler and Ral. So do I want Essence Scatter more than I want this Spell Snare? I am on the draw. Spell Snare is very good on the draw. But if they are like bringing in Riddlers, I think I'd rather have Essence Scatter. They did take out their Flood Maws though. I don't know. I did not explicitly look to see if they took out their Flood Maws. I don't think I saw them. I know I saw Burst Lightning. So maybe Aang's Iceberg is fine. Yeah. So like I kept in Spell Snare in game 2, assuming that they were going to bring in like Negate or Detect Intrusion or something like that. But it having only 6 targets in their whole deck, like I don't really want to have too many copies, so I think I like this. Maybe Cruel Claw's Heist is better than Essence Scatter. Nah. This deck is one of the big reasons why I like Pest Control in this metagame. Day of Black Sun, the end. We don't have white mana. Oh no, we do if we play the Swamp. This hand is pretty slow, but Day of Black Sun is one of our better cards against them. It looks like they have a pretty slow opener too. Blue and black. The Verge is just for Elusive Otter's back end. Okay, so they could have Detect Intrusion, they could have Spell Snare, and they could have Spell Pierce. Playing Day for 1 instead of 0 plays around Spell Snare, but it doesn't play around Detect Intrusion. Playing it for 0 lets us hold up Spell Snare, and it does play around Detect Intrusion. I think I'm supposed to play around Spell Snare. No, I didn't see any of those cards in game 2, and they definitely would have brought them in if they had them, so I think I just jam. Yeah. Don't overthink it, Sean. Just hold up Spell Snare now in case they have a Hatcher or a Slick Shot. I'm just going to get back Boomerang Basics. It's a hand. Okay, so they can't cast Ral. They can cast Otter, though. So they just brought in a null. And they have less burst lightnings. Okay. Yeah, they're just digging for mountain here. They drew second otter. Still no red mana from them. Just drawing lands. We have to like hold this to the end for Rao. They go 9 when they have burst lightning in their hand. I think I'm just supposed to fire this off. They have their red mana, which sucks. Yep. That was very good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am astonished that they played that. Like, playing that after the slick shot is so much better. Okay. Still no. It's unfortunate.
Don't underestimate me just because I
Hope to draw a Wrath here. I just put one on the bottom. Nope, that's not a Wrath. Okay. Ooh, got flooded there. What is that? 9 lands? I mean, they were mana screwed that game, so... Tomato, tomato. Yeah, we drew 1 card draw spell. Oh no, we drew 2. because we exiled Consult. We did Consult super early that game. I'd have to go back and watch it. So that was probably a mistake. Because we weren't hurting on lands. Maybe I'm confusing it with a different game. Pretty sure we exiled a Consult to the Deadly Cover Up. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna call it there. 5 matches. 3 of them were kind of nothing burgers. So my apologies for my opponents not cooperating with providing some quality content. What was that? We went 3-2 on the night, but 2 of the wins were kind of like, I mean, the Spellementals game 1 was a real game. Game 2, they just kept a nothing hand, and then the blue-white Tempo, they just must have been tilted or something. So that wasn't really a game. I do like both of those matchups, though. And then lost a close one to Slick Shot. Lost to Dimir. We did mulligan a lot against Dimir, though. But yeah, this is the deck. I like the Esper colors right now. I think that between Spell Snare, Requiting Hex, and Pest Control, and Get Lost, and Aang's Iceberg, you have like a good core of removal spells to kind of answer what the format is asking you to answer right now. And then like the Wraths help clean up. The End, I think, is well positioned right now. And then the reason we're not just straight black-white is because black-white's card draw is atrocious. And you have to play cards like Maze Mind Tome. So I'd much rather just be playing Consult and Stock Up and things like that. So yeah, that's the deck. I mean, it does come at a cost. Like, our mana base can be pretty painful. There was that one game against Dimir where we just didn't draw a blue source. So that can happen. But I like where this deck is positioned right now. I know that TMNT is coming out, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, what is it, like next week? So people are probably not, I mean, the format could very well change. I have not looked super closely at the spoilers yet, so we'll be brewing with that when the time comes. But for now, I'm still very much enjoying this current metagame and am continuing to explore it. So thanks for sticking around. If you're into that too, in the last few days of the metagame, there is the latter season is ending before TMNT comes out. So what am I sitting at right now? I think I ended at like 99%. So it kicked me down to like 19 something. So probably gonna be trying to make a ladder climb push tomorrow night. I'm recording this on Thursday, so yeah. Thanks for sticking around. Catch you guys next time. Peace and chicken grease.